The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in the Giza Pyramid complex bordering what is now El Giza, Egypt. It is the oldest of the seven wonders of the ancient world, and the only one to remain largely intact, based on a mark in an interior chamber naming the work Gang and a reference to 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu. Egyptologists believe that the pyramid was built as a tomb over a 10 to 20 year period concluding around 2560 BC. Initially at 146.5 meters, the Great Pyramid was the tallest man-made structure in the world for more than 3,800 years. Originally, the Great Pyramid was covered by casing stones that formed a smooth outer surface. What is seen today is the underlying core structure. Some of the casing stones that once covered the structure can still be seen around the base. There have been varying scientific and alternative theories about the Great Pyramid's construction techniques. Most accepted construction hypotheses are based on the idea that it was built by moving huge stones from a quarry and dragging and lifting them into place. The Temple of Artemis or Artemision, also known less precisely as the Temple of Diana, was a Greek temple dedicated to the goddess Artemis. It was completely rebuilt 3 times before its eventual destruction in 401 AD. Only foundations and sculptural fragments of the latest of the temples at the site remain. The first sanctuary, Temenos, antedated the Ionic immigration by many years, and dates to the Bronze Age. Callimachus, in his hymn to Artemis, attributed it to the Amazons. In the 7th century BC, the old temple was destroyed by a flood. Its reconstruction began around 550 BC. Under the Cretan architecture Siphron and his son Metagenes, at the expense of Croesus of Lydia, the project took 10 years to complete. The temple was destroyed in 356 BC by an active arson and was again rebuilt, this time as the Wonder. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, is the only one whose location has not been definitively established. The Hanging Gardens were a distinctive feature of ancient Babylon. They were a great source of pride to the people, possibly built by King Nebuchadnezzar II in 600 BC. The gardens are believed to have been a remarkable feat of engineering, an ascending series of tiered gardens containing all manner of trees, shrubs, and vines. The gardens were said to have looked like a large green mountain constructed of mud bricks. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus or Tomb of Mausolus was a tomb built between 353 and 350 BC at Halicarnassus, present Bodrum, Turkey, for Mausolus, a satrap in the Persian Empire, and his sister wife Artemisia II of Caria. The structure was designed by the Greek architects Satyros and Pythias of Priene. The mausoleum was approximately 45 meters in height, and the 4 sides were adorned with sculptural reliefs, each created by one of 4 Greek sculptors, Leochares, Bryaxis, Scopar of Paris and Timotheus. The finished structure of the mausoleum was considered to be such an aesthetic triumph that Antipater of Sidon, it was destroyed by successive earthquakes from the 12th to the 15th century. The Colossus of Rhodes was a statue of the Greek Titan god of the sun Helios, erected in the city of Rhodes, on the Greek island of the same name, by Chares of Lindos in 280 BC. It was constructed to celebrate Rhodes' victory over the ruler of Cyprus, Antigonus I Monophthalmus, whose son unsuccessfully besieged Rhodes in 305 BC. Before its destruction in the earthquake of 226 BC, the Colossus of Rhodes stood over 30 meters high, making it one of the tallest statues of the ancient world. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, sometimes called the Pharos of Alexandria, was a lighthouse built by the Ptolemaic kingdom between 280 and 247 BC, which was between 120 and 137 meters tall. It was one of the tallest man-made structures in the world for many centuries. badly damaged by 3 earthquakes between AD 956 and 1323, it then became an abandoned ruin. It was the third longest surviving ancient wonder, after the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus and the extant Great Pyramid of Giza. The statue of Zeus at Olympia was a giant seated figure, about 13 meters tall, made by the Greek sculptor Phidias around 435 BC at the sanctuary of Olympia, Greece, and erected in the Temple of Zeus there. A sculpture of ivory plates and gold panels over a wooden framework. It represented the god Zeus sitting on an elaborate cedar wood throne ornamented with ebony, ivory, gold and precious stones. It was lost and destroyed during the 5th century AD, with no copy ever being found, and details of its form are known only from ancient Greek descriptions and representations on coins.